doble plaka ba?
Hindi, tama naman yung sinabi mo, Sese. Kailangan, huwag ka nalang mag-violate. Taka di mo naisipin yung ano. Pero maganda din, i-screenshot mo or save it as Sean said, yung sa notes, di ba? Pati, si
Para
Pauline.
ma-copy-paste mo na lang, di ba? Hindi mo na itatype. Sa mga bulag katulad ko.
Baka kasi pag plate number lang, some other people check
Yeah.
other people's cars.
Violation
Si
ka.
Andrea may violation.
Violation ka, ganun.
We have to know how to contest.
Yes.
Correct.
Diba?
Okay, okay.
Important.
That's next, huh?
That's
Tama.
next.
Big
Tama.
picture.
Okay, okay. Deal.
But thank you. Great show as always. Happy Monday. Start of a brand new week. Once again, the ladies of the Big Story primetime newscast of One News. Thank you, Seth, Sean, and Bowie. Tonight, on our show, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers looking ahead to that crucial Game 5 of the NBA Finals, plus updates from the PBA as the Philippine Cup elimination round comes to an end.
We've also got news on Las Filipinas men and women, with the men preparing for a new tournament just as the women return home after a stellar campaign in Vietnam.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Lituncala.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves, got it! Victor Moves puts it on. Unbelievable! Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one! Bacunas rejecting Espejo for the...
The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers are now back in OKC ahead of Game 5 of the NBA Finals tomorrow. And the pivotal match will tip off at 8:30 a.m. Philippine time. Both teams are gunning for that crucial 3-2 series lead. The finals are now a virtual best-of-3 after the Thunder once again leveled the battle for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. OKC won Game 4 of the finals last Saturday, 111-104, to pull even with Indy at 2 games apiece. MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just proving why he is the MVP. Dropped another game high, 35 points, including big-time buckets in crunch time. As for the Pacers, well, Game 3 hero Benedict Mathurin failed to come through this time around. Down the stretch, he fouled a couple of times before the ball was inbounded, resulting in free throws, less possession for OKC. The 22-year-old swingman also missed 3 crucial free throws late in the game. The Thunder are expecting another tough match as the series returns to their home floor. Let's listen to SGA talking about their thought process heading into this very crucial Game 5.
Whatever it takes to win has always been our mindset. It's all that really matters with us. Now it's harder to win the way we played last game over the course of time. And we got to correct that if we want to come out on top. Yeah, we're grateful, thankful. We did enough to get a win, but we're not trying to rely on the way we played last game. We need to be better, and we're going to be better. Learn the lessons. Learn the lessons from the past 4 games. And it's first team to 2 wins. Those 2 things, most importantly. 2 wins and you get the job done, and that's what I felt like I was focused on in the Denver series, and we were able to do so, and same thing for this series.
As great as SGA did, he wasn't the only Thunder who went off in Game 4. Jalen Williams also looked unstoppable in several stretches during OKC's gritty road victory. With Gilgeous-Alexander hounded by the Pacers' defense all night long, J-Dub stepped up to take away some of the pressure from their main man. Williams made plays that stifled several of Indiana's attempts to pull away. And in the end, he had his highest scoring output in the finals with 27 points. As J-Dub aims to follow up on his stellar showing, he shares his team's approach to the all-important Game 5.
Just understanding that basketball is full of ups and downs and can't get too high or too low. It kind of goes like it's like the same thing as like if I go the next game and I don't miss a shot, like it really has no bearing on what I do the next game. You know what I mean? Like I go out and not make a shot. So it's more about like understanding like all the things I can do to affect winning. Like we were like shooting like 8% from the three last game and still figure out a way to win. So there's always different ways I can impact winning and stuff like that. And I work really hard on my game, so there won't be a game where I don't shoot well and it affects my confidence to not shoot those shots like my team needs me to shoot them. So that's kind of like the confidence I have going into it, and wherever the shots fall, they fall. Aside from like game planning and scouting, this is like a totally new series. Like we're treating this as game one. You know what I mean? Like you can't really focus on what happened in the past or what you could have changed on game one. You know, you're just looking at the fact that it's tied up now. And I feel like that's the most like clean slate attitude you can have with it. And that's the approach that I think both teams are taking. That's definitely the one we're taking. And you just kind of go in there and figure out how to win game 5, and that'd be it.
Well, the Pacers almost took a commanding 3-1 series lead in the NBA Finals, but down the stretch of Game 4, Indy simply failed to make the winning plays. Their floor general, Tyrese Halliburton, put his squad in position to take the victory with his 18 points and 7 assists. The Pacers also led most of the way and seemed on the verge of breaking the game wide open, but the Thunder were able to keep it close until Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just took the game over in crunch time. And after some miscues in the dying moments, Indy ultimately let the game slip away. Here's Hallie now talking about moving on from their disappointing Game 4 defeat.
Well, I mean, still a lot of games to be played. You know, there's still a lot that can happen. I think once you get to the playoffs, I don't think it's so much about flushing things, because you really got to take every game, see where you did well, see where you could do better, and learn from that. So I think in the regular season it's different. You play 82 games, play a team in game 10 that you probably don't see again until game 60. So it's just like, all right, flush it and move on to the next. In the playoffs, it's a little different. You don't really get the right to flush games. You got to learn from everything and watch the film and see where you can get better in every area. So, yeah, Game 4 didn't end the way we wanted it to, but the biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into two. You know, you can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect. You know, it's you got to be ready to go for Game 5 here in, again, a hostile environment, and you know, we're both 2 games away, you know, so anything can happen from here. And so you just got to kind of move on as quickly as you can, see where you can get better, watch the film, which we've done a lot of over the last 2 days, have a good practice today, and get ready to go for tomorrow.
Despite the Pacers' shortcomings in Game 4, their all-star forward Pascal Siakam remains a constant force. Spicy P is the only Indy player in the 2025 finals who has won an NBA title. He did so back in 2019 as a key cog in the Toronto Raptors championship team. Siakam is bringing that invaluable experience to Indiana's surprising title run. In the past 4 outings, he is averaging close to 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Spicy P is positive that his squad has what it takes to pull off 2 more wins.
I think that the experience from last year was great for us. Just in being in those games that mattered a lot, and I think we've learned a lot from those games, and just being now at this stage, like I just think that we've had like those games under our belts where the guys feel comfortable that when we haven't done things well, you know, we're able to correct it. So I think that experience is there, and we've been in those situations enough for us to understand, you know, like what it takes. And I think this time around, just like having been one of the only guys that's been there, or like one of the few guys that's been there, and I'm year 9 or 10 or whatever, it's like I have way more, you know, to say, and I can impact not only by saying things but also on the floor, but just having years under my belt and also the experience, like I'm able to just again say what I think, but at the same time I always say like everyone's gonna have to get through it, you know, on their own.
This back and forth battle between the Thunder and the Pacers have been nothing short of unforgettable. And you can watch the 2025 NBA Finals this whole month of June on NBA TV Philippines, on One Sports, on RPTV, and of course on the Filipinas Live app. Meanwhile, in other NBA news, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic make the first notable trade heading into the 2025-2026 season. The Magic put the league on notice by acquiring talented two-guard Desmond Bane from the Grizz. Now, in exchange, get this, Orlando gave Memphis Cole Anthony, KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and multiple first-round picks and swap rights. The Magic say Bane's wide-ranging skill set and highly regarded character fit perfectly with their current cornerstones, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. Bane had been averaging 19 points per outing over the last 3 seasons for Memphis. As for the Grizzlies, the first-round picks and swap rights that they will be receiving will come from the 2025 all the way until the 2030 NBA Draft. After the break, we put the spotlight on Alas Filipinas women as they return home with silver medals and 3 individual awards from the 2025 AVC Nations Cup. That and more when Play-by-Play returns, only here on One News. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play only on One News. After a perfect run at home, Alas Filipinas men will now test their mettle on foreign soil. The national men's volleyball team heads to Manama, Bahrain for the 2025 AVC Men's Volleyball Nations Cup, which will begin tomorrow, June 17. Alas men now prepare for a tougher challenge in continental competition after a rousing 3-game sweep in the Alas Filipinas Invitationals. Team captain Mark Espejo is once again expected to lead the charge for the 14-man Alas roster. He will be joined by stars such as Louis Ramirez, Buds Budin, Steven Rotter, Oar Tamar, and Josh Ibanez, among others. Alas men will open their campaign against last year's runner-up, Pakistan, at 7 in the evening tomorrow. Philippines will then square off with world number 45, Chinese Taipei. That will be on June 18 to wrap up the group stage. Only the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the quarterfinals. The overall winner of the tournament will secure a spot into 2026 Asian Championship.
As for Alas Filipinas women, they're soaking in their silver medal finish in the 2025 AVC Women's Volleyball Nations Cup. But just on the horizon will be another tournament in Vietnam. A look into their historic Nations Cup campaign and what's to come in this report. The 2025 AVC Women's Volleyball Nations Cup was one for the books for Alas Pilipinas women. Despite falling to host Vietnam in straight sets during the championship match, 25-15, 25-16, and 25-14, Alas women stood tall as they secured the national program's first silver in a major Asian women's volleyball tournament since the 1997 Southeast Asian Games.
We are happy for the second place. We are on the way. It's a process. I'm happy and proud for all the players and coaching staff, all the support also that we have from Federation. The group will become stronger and stronger year after year. I'm sure of it. It's a process. We have to go through.
But the awards didn't stop there. Del Palomata silenced her doubters with a strong campaign that earned her best middle blocker honors.
Una-una po sa lahat, hindi ko in-expect kasi para nasa top 5 po ata ako ng middle blocker, kaya yun. Hindi ko talaga in-expect, nagulat ako. Malaking parang biyaya po na binigay ni Lord sa amin yung silver, tapos pinaghirapan po ng team. At maraming salamat po sa mga taong sumuporta.
Angel Canino, previously recognized as a top opposite hitter, made her mark as a best outside hitter, her first international individual award in that position. And team captain Gia de Guzman was named the tournament's best setter once more. For de Guzman, the silver medal finish is proof of the growth of women's volleyball in the country.
It means everything, honestly, because it's hard to see rin kasi yung growth ng sport, growth ng team namin without the results. Mas naka-inspire lang talaga to go back to training and keep working together as a team and to keep going for this long-term program kasi slowly but surely umaangat tayo as a country sa volleyball. So I'm really proud of the team.
Alas women are now back home in the Philippines, but it won't be long before they head to Vietnam once again for another tournament. The team will compete in the 2025 VTV Cup, which will be held from June 28 to July 5 at Vin Phuc. Placed in Pool A, the Philippines will once again go up against Vietnam, as well as Australia and China's Sichuan Wu Liangchun.
Moving on to the PBA now. Stakes are about to get much higher as the PBA Philippine Cup quarterfinals begin this Wednesday. Here are the 8 teams that will battle for the all-Filipino title. Take a look at your screens right now. Here it is. The San Miguel Beermen secured a top seed and won 4 twice-to-beat incentives. They will take on the defending all-Filipino champions, the Meralco Bolts, in an early rematch of last season's all-Filipino finals. That's a great treat for PBA fans in the first round. Then, the 4th-seeded Barangay Ginebra San Miguel will battle the 5th-seeded Converge Fiber Xers. Then on to the other side of the bracket, it's the 2nd-seeded NLEX Road Warriors against the 7th-seeded Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. And finally, the 3rd-seeded Magnolia Hotshots will face the Grand Slam-seeking TNT Tropang 5G. Like San Miguel, Ginebra, NLEX, and Magnolia all have that twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals. And as always, you can catch the PBA Philippine Cup playoffs on PBA Rush, on RPTV, and the Filipinas Live app.
After a disappointing finish in the Commissioner's Cup where they missed the playoffs altogether, the San Miguel Beermen are not just back, but they're also the best team heading into the Philippine Cup quarterfinals. The Beermen secured the top seed after blowing out the hapless Northport Batang Pier on Sunday, 126-91. Beermen head coach Leo Austria says they used last conference's sorry campaign as motivation to turn things around in the All-Filipino Conference. Fittingly, their first matchup in the playoffs are the Meralco Bolts. Again, this is the team they lost to in the finals of last season's All-Filipino tilt. But in their only matchup this conference, San Miguel was able to beat Meralco 110-98. Star guard CJ Perez emphasizes the need to be aggressive on offense and to be disciplined on defense if they want a different outcome this time around.
I think being aggressive lang talaga on offense and yung execute ng play namin talagang yun yung ini-emphasize nila coach every practice. Kailangan din namin tapatan yung energy nila and yun nga sa defense kailangan namin mag-focus sa defense. And I think offense will come pag nagdumipensa kami ng maayos, pressuring the ball, running sa transition defense, yun yung kailangan namin i-improve pa. So yun yung tinitignan namin kasi Meralco, they love to run also.
Number one is not our goal just to get into the final four. And top four to gain that twice advantage. And the loss that we have and the last conference, it's a motivation for us because it's a disappointing conference for us because in the last decade, so we've never been out of the playoffs. And I think that's one thing na nalagay sa mindset ng mga players na we cannot afford to have another loss. Not getting into the playoffs.
While the Beerman's sister team, Barangay Ginebra, is taking it one game at a time. Head coach Tim Cone says talking about anything beyond the next game is futile since anything can happen in the playoffs. Ginebra will face a dangerous Converge Fiber Xers bannered by their so-called Twin Towers, Justin Arana and Justin Balti Baltazar. Cone says the team is wary of the damage the two can do and that they would need a good game from their own big man, Japet Aguilar, to have a chance. But Cone adds his other players need to show up too. Ginebra handily defeated Converge in their only elimination round meeting this conference, 85-66.
They have two really solid bigs that are really hard to handle and match up to. So, we know them a little bit because we played them already and we played them out of town. But, Japet played a big game back then, and he's, obviously going to need to do that to battle those two bigs. Bottom line is we're just going to prepare ourselves and try to go out and just win one game. And that's really, we're just thinking about one game, not twice to beat, but we're just thinking about one game and winning that. We're not going to lean on one guy all the time to try to lead us. So, it could be RJ's night, could be Scotty's night, could be Steven, could be Japet, Jamie. We don't try to pinpoint someone to say, come out and have a big night.
Coming up, age is indeed just a number. Well, for the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire is back.
welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. The journey continues for Alex Ayala after booking her spot in the Nottingham Open main draw. Ayala had to outlast Romania's Anca Todoni in a gritty three-set qualifier, 6-3, 6-7, 6-3. It took 2 hours and 20 minutes for Ayala to close it out. The Filipina tennis star recovered from a blown second set tiebreak, bouncing back strong in the third set to seal the victory. Ayala faces a big challenge ahead in the WTA 250 main draw. She's set to go up against 6th seed Magda Linette of Poland, a former world number 19 and 2023 Australian Open semifinalist. Their first round showdown is scheduled for Tuesday.
Happy Monday, sports fans. Well, we've got the last two games of the PBA Philippine Cup elimination round in tonight's highlight reel. Let's go right away. First off, Northport against San Miguel. Take a look at the score here. But let's take a look. Nice pass, you to Taha. Good cut. Jericho Cruz, too late on that cover there. But take a look again. Draws a double. Franyu, former Letran Knight, over to the former Benil Blazer. Taha up and in there. Franyu, 11 points, 4 assists. Taha, by the way, in this game had 9 markers in this San Miguel blowout in the final game in the elimination round. Okay, same game, this time different side. Let's go to the winning side. Jeron Tang, the former King Archer. People say he should get more playing time. Well, it's trash time, but still, what a play! Woo! Shades of Jeron Tang. Remember that kid who scored 100 points in Xavier in high school? That's the kid. He looked like that kid right there. Also, the former King Archer. He looked like when he was teammates with Ben Mbala. Remember those times they won the title in the UAP? He looked like that guy. Jeron Tang still has the muscle, the power to finish. Take a look at that. Again, foul counted. Kay Flores, former Arellano chief, for the foul there. Tang, by the way, 9 points, 3 boards in this one. San Miguel again blowing out Northport 126 to 91 to secure the top seed in the Philippine Cup. SMB wanting to regain dominance in their in this Philippine Cup. Okay, moving on. Ginebra Raynor siya naman tayo. Under 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Anton Asistio, 4 points. Bang, 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 bang. Bakit nagmamadali si Andre? Kasi hindi lang yan yon. That's one long bomb. This time, Borboran, Asistio, this time for 3. Bang, bang, bang. May isa pa. Habaan na natin kaysa pinagsama natin lahat. Again, Anton. No. And then there's Datu out. Anton stepping, 3. There it is. Ayoko na magbang-bang-bang, ang dami na. But Anton Asistio in 3 possessions, 10 points, all by his lonesome. The former Blue Eagle, the baby-faced assassin that used to be called kay Larry Fonacher. Now we can call this kid baby-faced. Fresh off being a groomsman at Kiefer Ravena's wedding just last Wednesday, nagpaulan si Asistio in Antipolo, Henares. 11 points for Anton in a losing cause, though, for the Painters in this one. Okay, this time, Ginebra side. Don't worry, Barangay fans, marami tayong highlights. Malonzo, Japet, back to Jamie, good cut. Up and then sumabay ka pa, Jonah Clarito. And look at Jamie flexing. +1 early in the first. Good big-to-big action here. Japet connecting with Jamie Malonzo +1. Malonzo 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists in this game. Okay, save the best for last. Literally. More from Ginebra. This is beautiful to watch. Datu, nope, stolen away. Abarrientos. David, back to RJ, on the run against Norwood. The drop pass, Pinto. Ooh, quick pass to Japet Aguilar. We gotta watch that again. Ganda. Take a look. RJ, Pinto, touch pass, Japet. Kaya mo na yan. Aguilar, by the way, 18 points, 10 boards this game. Ginebra takes down ROS to seal that 4th spot, by the way. And may twice to beat ang Ginebra in the quarterfinals. Final score, by the way, here, 98-80 in favor of your team. Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. Chess?
And before we go, a huge congratulations to the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, for his victorious return to boxing. Donaire claimed the WBA interim bantamweight title after a technical decision win over Andres Campos of Chile. This is Donaire's first fight in nearly 2 years. An accidental clash of heads in the 9th round left the 42-year-old Donaire unable to see out of his right eye. The ringside physician stopped the fight, leading to a decision from the judges' scorecards. There, Donaire was comfortably ahead 87-84, 87-84, and 88-83. The win snaps a 2-fight skid for Donaire and improves his record to 43 wins, 28 via knockout, and 8 losses. With the interim belt now in his hands, Donaire awaits the winner of the July 30 title bout between Antonio Vargas and Daigo Higa. The winner will face Donaire for the full WBA bantamweight crown.
Woo! Galing, 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 galing. Pero mo, 42.
42!
Edad natin. Nananalo pa ng championship. Nananalo pa ng championship belts.
So tired.
Nonito, if you're watching, man, I hope you watch. We'll send the link to Rachel and to you. Congratulations, my friend. I hope we can talk to you anytime this week. Nonito Donaire, Filipino Flash. Just proving, check. Age is just a number. Simulan na natin at 42. And with that, that's all from us this Monday ba lang? Catch us again tomorrow, Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV Channel 8.